Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to Music Monday! So if you follow me on Twitter, or if you follow me on Instagram or any of the social medias, where I normally post a lot is Facebook. And for the past 2 months, I have been planning to go guitar shopping with Jimmy Garavac, who is one of my really good best friends in the world. Out of my guy friends, he's one of my best friends. And I went guitar shopping with him, and I on a level that I am right now, I still don't know how this even happened. This happened Friday. We had made plans 2 months ago to do this, because I need to save up $250. Can we just stop for a second for anyone that knows me in real life, that I saved up $250, and it was a goddamn miracle that I did it? So here's a picture of the guitar. And this is in real life. So, the gig bag was free. It's a Roadrunner. Oh, I love this thing so much. So, let me go on record by saying I've walked into Guitar Center once in my life for a friend, and I was so overwhelmed that I immediately walked out of the store. That's not an exaggeration. That is a real thing that happened. I was also like 25. Deal with it. So, we're going to open this up and I'm going to show you guys in a minute. Ta-da! Oh, it's amazing. It is a Fender, if you guys can see that. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, no, I can always just dip it. This is an FA 135CE. It is so cool. I love that the fretboard is so dark in color. So is the head. The tuners are really cool. The bass oh my god, so pretty. It's an electronic, so there's pickups. That's the bottom of the bass. There you go, there's the plug. So the story goes off like this, that I had a lesson with Jimmy, and keep in mind it was April Fool's Day. So the Thursday night into Friday morning, technically, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. This shithead got me twice on April Fool's. I was the dumbest person to go shopping with him that day. But, you know, what am I gonna... He's known, if you look, when Craven Strange was first out, they had a prank war with Danny, who's now in, Last Turn Off Broadway, and a few other guys. And they, to the point where if you ask Jim about them, because there are stories that Jimmy is evasive, very, like, involved when it comes to this shit. And I was petrified realizing that I had made that, because my friend Jenna looks at me and goes, "You decided to go shopping on April Fool's with him." And I nodded, because it's true. I made that mistake. So Thursday night, 2 o'clock in the morning, I usually stay till close. I sit there, I drink a little bit, and I have a good time. I get out of everyone's way, I know he's closing. While Jimmy's counting fucking money, this asshole looks at me and goes, "Fuck." And the whole bar can hear it. The whole bar can hear it. And he looks at me and goes, "I can't go shopping with you tomorrow." "Why?" "I gotta go into Brooklyn to help out a friend." "You're kidding me. We planned this for 2 months. He goes, "I know, but I cannot not do this." Okay? I mean, I know we planned it, but in like the hurt in my eyes, I was ready to cry at that point. And then this dick looks directly at me and goes, "I know, but tomorrow is April 1st. And the second I knew that, I got up from the second he said that, I got up from my chair. I'm like, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him. But it was all fun and good. So I go, then it comes the next day. It becomes Friday, April 1st. And I get up, and oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm so excited for the day. My lesson got moved from 1 o'clock to 12, because at 1 we were going to go shopping for a guitar. So Alright, fine. I got my mother's car, dropped her off at the train station, did everything I need to. I got there maybe 5 minutes late, but I'm okay with it. I also did 80 on the southern state, and how no cop stopped me is a goddamn miracle. Putting that out there. So I get to the studio, we have a lesson, and we start getting our stuff together, and I excuse myself to go to the bathroom. Again, the studio being as it, if you follow me on Snapchat, I took a picture of the studio. And the studio's not that big, but it's a sizable size. And, Jimmy takes a mask off the wall that's clear and has, like, shit all over it. And Jenna's been in that studio before, so she knows what the fuck I was talking about. Because I told her the story last night, and she laughed out loud hysterically, because I would too. And the studio doors, there's 2 doors, because it has to be soundproof. One door is not going to make it soundproof. So, I open the first door, then I open the second door, and there's Jimmy in this mask, screams in my face, and I jump 20 feet. I swear to Christ I wanted to punch him. If it was anybody else, I would have. And I looked at him like, why? Why would you, why? And he looks at me and goes, you're just so easy to do this to. I'm like, that's not untrue. So we get in the car. Which, by the way, I had an anxiety attack riding in the Strange van because I'm a fan first and a friend second, and I've told Jimmy this, and he hates that I believe this. Well, that's how I roll. I had an anxiety attack for 2 reasons, and it's hysterical. One, I was so excited about the day, and I was just trying to compete with the feelings that I was having, which not happening. And 2, I was so excited that I was riding in the Strange van. I'm listening to, like, Under Oath and other different bands that me and him are similarly like, and I'm just trying so hard not to freak out. So I was like this, holding my hands quiet. Anyone who knows me knows that if there is something wrong and I'm quiet, ask me what's going on, because I won't verbalize it. It's bad. Oh my god. I was so embarrassed afterwards, but that's not the point. So on our way there, and Jimmy's trying to talk to me, because I tried my best to, like, verbalize and have a conversation with this man, because I was just a nerd. I really am embarrassed at how much I internally flipped out. I'm so glad he didn't notice. Over his head. First time in my life I actually get something over Jimmy's head. So he turns to me and was just like, when you get there, do not tell them that you are new to guitar and all this stuff, and because they'll sell you shit that you don't need. If you have any questions, come to me. And I looked at Jimmy and I was just like, honestly, you would be the only person I'd want to talk to anyway. I don't know these people. I don't trust them. I didn't know them for 5 years. I'm going with you. You're a working professional in the music industry. Why would I talk to a salesperson? That's all that needs to be said. So we walk in, and he told me I had to basically act like I know what I was talking about and act cool. For any of you that know me in real life, whether across the pond, hi Tasha, miss you. Anyone in Ohio, hi Marie, hi Renee, I love you. Anyone in Canada, what up Noah and Brittany and Michaela, who are in Jersey, and I miss you guys too. For any of you guys that know me, I do not keep cool. I never keep cool. I am the worst at keeping, because I'm so, like, all my emotions are on my sleeve. I am the most hyperactive, hyperactive, crazy, like, woman child you'll ever meet. I mean, honestly, Jimmy said it best. I am just a 10-year-old girl living in a 31-year-old's body, which has never been more accurate about me than anything else in the world. Point, like, head on the point, like, on the nail. Like, it was, wow. So, I want to give myself props and credit for doing what I did, and I couldn't believe that I kept cool. And the other thing about the anxiety attack that I had was I had such trepidation because I didn't know if I was going to hear anything the way that everyone else has, like, because I only have one ear used for hearing, and every now and then, sound likes to drop out, like, oh, well, alright, that's gone now. Alright, I'm gonna have to rely on anything else. And that's the toughest part. I moved my guitar over because I didn't want to damage it, and knowing me, yeah. So, I walk in, and immediately, I am overwhelmed with how many guitars are on the back wall, and there's another separate room for other guitars that are more expensive. What in the actual fuck out, man? The first guitar Jimmy had put in my hand was this Fender, and it felt perfect. The sound, listen to this. I mean, it sounds so beautiful, and there's a pop of sound, and I immediately got so happy. When I found out it was a Fender, I immediately got excited, and I'll tell you why in a second. When I was 16 years old, a little movie that came out called 10 Things I Hate About You with Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger was my anthem movie. And in this movie, spoiler alert, which shouldn't be a spoiler because it's been like 12, 15 years since the movie's been out. But in the movie, Kat, who's played by Julia Stiles, plays a Stratocaster from Fender. And I thought that was the epitome of cool in guitars. And I had a father that didn't really like support me in anything, and I wanted to play guitar, and he looked at me like, you're never gonna get it. So I never believed in myself about playing guitars. So flash forward about 20 years later, 15 years later, and I have a Fender in my arms, and I'm like, I did not know that they made acoustic guitars. This is the best thing in my life. I tried maybe 15, 20 guitars that day. And there were so many different kinds I tried an Epiphone, I tried a Marvell, I tried so many different guitars that were so good, but did not feel and sound the way my Fender did. And it felt so right for me to have this in my hand. But, for those of you wondering, there is a small dent on the base of the guitar. But it doesn't affect the tuning or the playability of the guitar. And so, Jim's like, why don't you try one that isn't, dented? And they have a couple in the back, in the same model, just try it. The fretboard felt so rough to go down, but this fretboard felt so easy to play off of. And it was, the word that Jimmy used was flushed, more flush, I think. And I didn't care that there was a dent, and I thought about it yesterday when I was playing this guitar, and I realized why I loved it so much, because it has a flaw, there's a dent in the thing, it's so pretty, and it sounds amazing, and it reminds me a lot of myself. I know that sounds so vain to say, but I am a dented person, I'm a flawed person, I have this great personality, but I have issues. But it doesn't stop me from being a good person, and so I feel like this reflects a lot of myself, as nerdy as it sounds, and I feel like the second I got this guitar in my hands, it basically was telling me, I'm yours, that's it, you don't need anything else, like, take me home. And the thing for me, the only thing I can equate it to, because the Potterhead in me is playing, the only thing I can equate it to is when Harry first got his wand, that feel, that grip, that he knew that it was it. Like, the lights came on and everything. That's what I felt like. Such a nerd. So, Jimmy wanted me to try all these different guitars, and I tried this really expensive guitar with, like, similar body as this one, and, like, similar situation, but it didn't feel as good as it did. And Jim's like, well, play this one, I have another one I want you to play. And so I have the expensive one towards the back of me here on my lap, and then the Fender, which he didn't tell me, was the one on my front, and didn't tell me it was a Fender. And I compared both of them, like, no, I like the one more to my knees better, and goes, good, because that's the Fender. I'm like, what? Really? Like, yeah, that's the first one you picked. I'm like, alright, cool! And so, I picked the dented one over the non-dented one, because it felt, like I said, it felt what it was. So Jim's like, that's what we can do. Let's see if we can get a discount or something. And they threw in the gig bag, which is from Roadrunner, I showed you guys earlier. And it's a backpack too, which is great. And the reason why I picked it is because I always forget my notebook. And so now you have a place where you can never, ever forget your notebook. And I went, okay. I think you're trying to tell me something. But it's great. And I wanted so much for a real amazing guitar, and I said to myself that if it didn't have pickups in it, it wasn't going to be a problem. I just wanted something that I could actually play. And this has been such a blessing because Jimmy took the time out of his. I want to say thank you to Jimmy Garavac. Follow cravenstrange.net, Jimmy G Shoes on Twitter and on Instagram. Follow him. And I can't thank him enough for taking time out of his day to go to Guitar Center with me and helping me pick, like, my favorite thing in the world that I saved up $250. The thing cost $175 for a Fender guitar. That does not happen. And I ended up paying $195, with tax included and everything, and a $60 gig bag for free. It was the greatest thing. And as we're walking out, and I kept collecting the whole time. And as we're walking out of the store, I have my guitar in the bag, and we're walking out, and he looks at me and goes, "Are you happy?" And I'm like, in the middle of a sentence, I just grab him and hug him, like, "Thank you so much!" He showed me back at the studio how to tune the guitar because there is a built-in tuner in it. I'm so blessed and happy, and for 4 days all I've done is talk about this guitar, but I want to show you guys how it sounds. So let me go get my pick and I'll play you what I've been learning. So here we go. So it doesn't sound the best, but I'm still getting it. And as you can tell, like, the sound's really cool. Really awesome. I got the G chord today, and I want to show you guys that. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I have more practicing to do before Jimmy's show tonight. But thank you for watching Music Monday. There'll be more hopefully soon. Maybe I'll play an actual full song at some point. But I love you guys to death. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe and all that shit. And I will see you guys soon. Okay, bye.